Chloe Marie here, and I'm going to demonstrate today how ballerinas customize their bullet journals. So what you're going to need for this project is a new journal, and this is not in order. This is just how it's all stacked up. Some Band-Aids, paper towel, some old point shoes, some athletic tape. This is like medical tape. We need ribbon, blister bandages, a pen that you're going to use with your bullet journal, a sewing kit, which we'll go through in just a second. You need some sort of knife. This is like one of those suckers. A pen, like a pink marker that we'll use to color match. This is a Spectrum Noir Basics in the color Blossom. So it's like an alcohol marker, permanent marker. Sharpie would work. And then I also use a pen loop. Stole this off of an old one because these are expensive. So if we can reuse them, that's great. Scissors. And then I've got a selection of stickers that I've been saving up. We'll use those last. And then in my little sewing kit, what I have is some thread. It's just on an old transport card. Some matches. Fingertip moistener. This is to help keep things from sliding around. Some super glue, beeswax, and then needles. Oh, and then awl. This is an awl. It's a pokey thing. Allows you to poke through the holes of poke through the cover of the bullet journal. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you take your bullet journal and you're going to take off all of the covers and everything. So it's a nice clean slate. This is an Artist Loft bullet journal. It's more of a budget-friendly bullet journal. Since I'm buying all of my own bullet journal supplies, I'm not with a company, I got to go with the more budget-friendly option. But if you're with a company or you're an apprentice, a lot of times they'll buy your bullet journal supplies for you, and you can try out lots of different brands and different makers and really find what works best for you and what you need to really fully support you and what kind of customizations you want. So first thing I do is I cut out these ribbons. I really find that they're unnecessary. So just close the book. I pull on the spine like this. This is just where they're glued in. And I take my knife and I just cut right there. Like that. And then, usually with a good tug, they come out. Sometimes I didn't quite cut far enough. There we go. Got it. Okay. So these, they're just like nylon. We don't need them. They're trash. This is the last moment this journal is going to look this pretty. Because the first thing we do after we cut everything out is we're going to crack the spine. We need it to be lay flat. And right now you can see the pages stick up. So in order for this to lay flat and be really useful and bend where we need it to bend, we got to crack the spine. So first thing I do is I just open it up. Just like that. Really go for it. Okay, and you can see it's starting to lay flatter. Sometimes you got to really kind of have to crack it. There you go. And you might get some rippage, but we're gonna fix that later. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew on some ribbons. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your ribbon and you're gonna grab your scissors and you're gonna measure. So Sometimes it'll come with ribbon that's pre-cut. I personally buy it by the roll because it's a lot cheaper. So what you do is you just measure out how much you want. So I like them about that long. These are the ties. So you fold it in half like that. And then you just cut. And you cut here. Okay. I'm going to put that away. Now the next thing we're going to do is we've got these ribbons, and you can see they're already starting to fray. Well, it's a tri-poly blend, so it melts a little bit. You can use your matches or a lighter. I have matches because I couldn't find a lighter when I packed my bag. This is an old Tic Tac case that I just glued the striky bit from the box, so I didn't have to carry as much. All right, here we go. Okay, so we just melt it like this. Seals everything in. Nope, gonna have to light another one. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna sew our ribbons on. And to do that, we got our ribbons going. We need our thread. We need needle. We need beeswax. Okay. So I'm just gonna grab this one. Ooh, nope, that thread's dead. Grab this one, it's easy to pull out. It doesn't matter, it's usually about 12, 18 inches. Pull out. Let me just use our scissors again, cut it. This can go back here. And some people use like dental floss, or they have like a pre-waxed thread you can get, but it is a little more expensive, and I find the dental floss leaves a minty aftertaste, which is not really my thing. So I use beeswax. It just comes in a little block, and I cut it up, and you run your thread through it. This is just a cotton thread, and what it does is it impregnates a layer of beeswax into the thread and makes it really strong. So no matter what you do to it, it won't fray. Okay. Now we thread it through. Okay, there we go. But we are ready to stitch on the ribbons, but first we need to use our awl to punch through the covers, and that's where we're going to attach our ribbons. So over time, you'll just sort of get to know, based on the type of the maker and what you need it for, where you want to sew your ribbons and keep your elastic. I like to keep it kind of in the middle. You can see where the spine is broken right here. So basically 1 finger width above that. Okay. So what we do is we just take the awl and we just punch 2 holes. And then to get it to line up with the front cover, I just fold it over so that they are lined up like that. And I punch, oops, let's get the elastic out of the way. So they're lined up. I punch through, and it makes a mark on the next on the front. Let's take our first ribbon. You're gonna have to fold the end over twice. If you just stitch it right, with it just 1 layer, it's likely to rip out, and you do not want that in the middle of a project. You need to be able to finish that project without worrying that your bullet journal is going to die or come apart. Okay, and then it's just like sewing a button. And it can be tricky, especially when when you're first starting it. The first time I put together my bullet journal, it took me like an hour, but I had it for like a year. So it seems like a long time, but it was worth it. Nowadays, I go through probably 4 to 6 bullet journals a year. I had a friend who used to stitch her bullet journal and prep her bullet journal 5 minutes before the quarter would start. And she could just do it. It'd take her 5 minutes. She used to time herself. Ow. Okay, no blood this time. Okay. This is dangerous. It's dangerous. That's why we have Band-Aids. You can tie it in a square knot if you know how to do that. Oh my gosh. Snip. Okay, now we can put the needle back in its home. Okay, now that we have our ribbons tied on, I'll show you how I like to tie it closed. This is something that, especially when you're new, your teacher's going to help you learn how tight or how loose you want them to be so that your bullet journal is, nice and pulled in and fully supported. But you tie it in a bow, and then because you don't want any of the ribbon showing, it's very distracting and it can come undone. You take them and you just tuck them all into the front cover, like that. And there you go. And then you have a very nice, fairly aesthetically pleasing bullet journal. It's nice and tucked in. What we're going to do is we're going to color match the stitching here, and we're going to put some stickers on. I've got some great motivational stickers that I like to use. They just help me, get through the day. All right, so we take our marker, color Blossom. So let's use the pointy end. Okay, and we just color it in. There you go. So it doesn't stand out as much. It's less distracting to what you're working on. Okay, and let's see. So I've got a selection of stickers here that are always fun. Throw glitter in today's face, work it out. Good things come to those who sweat. Sweat, smile, repeat. Bless this hot mess. I feel like that one's made for me. Seasons change and so do we. Explore. What's this one say? The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm going to do a couple of these. We're going to start with this one. And I place them down anywhere, and I kind of layer them up on top of each other. So randomly placing that one there. Let's see, what else? Oh, and then I've got Ballet Day. It's February 7th. I think I might put that on the inside cover. Seasons change and so do we. So when I'm having a bad day, like a class that just does not want to go well, I find these helpful. And I'll do that for right now. Bullet journals are loud when they first come out of the box, right? I mean, like we've broken the spine and everything, but it's still it's loud. And that can be very distracting for people. It's not very elegant. Okay. So this is where the point shoes come in. Okay. You're going to take your oldest, rattiest pair. You want to make sure the box isn't too hard. Honestly, I take my old bullet journals and I bang my new point shoes on with the old bullet journal, and then I use old point shoes to bang out my bullet journal. So what you're going to do is just take it. I like to wrap it up so I can really hold it. And then just, whoop, too much vigorous banging. Okay, there we go. That's what she said. All right, so we just bang out the front, flip it over. I like to use the other shoe for this one. Oh no, I lost a ribbon. That's why they're old and dead shoes. Oh, and I've got a pin apparently. Don't know where that came from. That is now trash. Okay, we just smack it like that. There you go. Now you can hear it. You can hear the difference. It's much quieter. So when you pull it out of your bag, it's not going to distract everybody. Okay, so we're done with those. Okay, so now the last couple things we're going to be doing are really my personal preference. They're not something that most people do. I just know that, you know, over the course of my career, I've discovered that I need support in different ways for different things. So for instance, the pen loop. And what I'm going to do also, because I want my bullet journal to last longer, is I'm going to use some super glue to reinforce the spine where we broke it, but where we don't want it to come apart. We want it to be flexible, but not ripping. So let's open this up. And so what I like to do for the pen loop is I measure 3 fingers from the edge, and that's where I put the pen loop, like that. And I'll kind of remember, I'm going to line it up on this mat here with this line here, because I'm going to take this off. We're going to get our super glue out. Don't need a lot, just a little bit works. Press it down. Okay. And then the next place we put it is right here along the spine. So you can see where it's starting to break. We want it flexible in here, but we don't want it ripping away here. Okay. So now we're just going to do the front cover. Just a little line there to add some support. Just like to get it right there in the cracks. Cover it like that. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're going to prep our finger. Well, as you can see, I've got a big nasty callus there. A lot of people say that bullet journalist hands are nasty and gross and all knobbly, but much like you would see a woodworker's hands that are strong, they're meant to be, they're workers' hands. They're not supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. What you need to do is protect your hands so that when you're using your bullet journal, you're not risking injury. So what I like to do is take my Band-Aids, not sponsored, but you know, call me. And, oh, there we go. And I like to put a Band-Aid on my callus to add extra support. Some people just go straight in. They just use their pen, no problem. I can't do that. I'm a total wimp. So I like to put this bandage on right there on that callus. And then I just wrap it up. Okay. And then just to make sure that it stays and doesn't go anywhere, I'll use some athletic tape, or sorry, this is medical tape. I keep saying athletic tape. I've used both. I like this because it feels more cloth-like. And it is more, oh, sorry, just trying to get this. There we go. Okay. And it is more comfortable. Okay, so we just wrap that up like that. There we go. And now it's got a nice soft cushion and keep you from getting blisters. So this is a pen that I got for my birthday. My sister made it for me. It's very beautiful. So I like to just stick it here in the pen loop. Okay, so not every pen fits in the pen loop. So I'll keep this one off to the side, and I can just use a fine liner for right now. There we go. There you go. Now you can see how it's used. Okay, and let me demonstrate using bullet journal. I'm opening it to a random page, but let's get my freaking fingerprint on it. Okay, last couple things. I always like to have paper towels on hand. So when you're working with your bullet journal, it's very important to stay hydrated. It's very mentally and physically demanding. And if you get dehydrated, your brain just like stops working. So you have your paper towels. I like to carefully kind of fold them up so they don't get all bunched up. I take my water, which, you know, it's summer here, so it gets really sweaty, as you can see. I don't know if we can, well, you can kind of see it. There you go. It gets sweaty. So I like to fold it up very carefully, and I just place my water on it, and I keep it next to me, and that prolongs the life of the bullet journal, because the more water and coffee and things you spill on it, the more likely it is to break down, like the cardboard and everything in it that offers so much support will start to break down, and it will die so fast if you get water on it or coffee, like that. Last little safety thing. Got our fingertip moistener. Okay, this is just, you see it a lot of banks, right? Turning pages can result in cut fingers, and we don't need any more of that, paper cuts and that sort of thing. So I like to just get a little bit on each of my fingers, like that. Okay, rub it in, and then it's much easier to turn the page. Okay, really keeps things from slipping. Sometimes I'll even just cover like the whole front of the journal so that if I set it down, it doesn't go flying. Oh, and then one more thing, because there's always one more thing for me. This elastic, a lot of people will use to close their bullet journal. I prefer, since I don't have the ribbons on the inside, I prefer to keep it on the page that I'm working on, and it'll act like a bookmark. It really just pulls everything nice and tight, and really offers me the support I need to flip directly to the page that I'm on. Okay, so here it is, the completed bullet journal. If you were following along and this is your first one, congratulations. It's really exciting to get your first bullet journal. Mine, I just remember I carried it with me everywhere, like places I probably shouldn't have, like the bathroom or the swimming pool. I just, I had it with me at all times. It was so exciting. Even now, it's still exciting to get it. And having a brand new, fully prepped bullet journal in my hands, it just makes me excited for the next project that I'm going to be working on. If you liked this, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I will link any materials in the description box. There are lots of other ballerinas out there who show how to do prep videos, and I'll link those as well so you can check them out. Until next time, bye. And sleep. Well, ow, 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 ow. Fudge me. Let's get my freaking fingerprint on it. Oh my god, I actually did this for real. Why did I do this? Ow, ow, ow.